what's up, everybody? Welcome to Indie Comics Review. This is the show where every week I review 3 indie comic books. If this is the kind of content that you find interesting, be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button. So let's get started right away with the first book of the week, which is Jennifer Blood. And it is from Dynamite, and it's written by Fred Van Lente and illustrated by Vincenzo Federici. Jennifer Blood is a legend, or at least to the hoods that this mysterious vigilante hunts down, they think she is. There's this town called Bountiful, population under 5,000, and it's run and populated with criminals. Guys from the Witness Protection Program, guys that rat out their families, those kind of people. It seems somebody's been killing these wise guys, and the leading thugs in town are putting their heads together to figure out who it is. They decide that it's this new hot chick in town who just moved in. Nobody knows her or has even seen her all that much. So one fine day, the crooked sheriff gets a few of his boys together and decides to go kick the new lady's door in and find out who she is. What's waiting inside is way more than they can handle. Jennifer Blood reads like one of those action movies you might see on the Spike Network or one of those other macho networks you see on cable, the ones that play a lot of those Pamela Anderson movies. I find it interesting that they redact the curse words while showing men gutted and hanging by their own entrails. I guess you gotta draw the line somewhere, with morality. I don't buy a lot of Dynamite books, but I was drawn in by the Joseph Michael Lisner incentive cover that I bought. Thing is, Dynamite makes a certain kind of book, and Jennifer Blood is that kind of book. So that's what I expected, and that's what I got. If you want lots of gunfights and lots of ass-out women kicking the shit out of everybody, then you will not be disappointed by Jennifer Blood. The next book is Cold Dead War, #1. This is on heavy metal, and it's written by George C. Romero and illustrated by Germán Ponce. October 1950, Kentucky. Captain Lance Howard is driving through town to pick up feed for his livestock. He avoids a local pastor who tries to rope him into going to church and finally picks up the feed from the pretty girl that works at the general store who has a crush on him. Howard hates to be called Captain Howard. He hates even more to be called Cap, which is what the mysterious woman in slacks calls him. The slacks lady landed in a helicopter along with a couple of MPs to try to persuade Howard into going on a mission in South America. Cap has no desire to do any more missions for the military. Something happened on his last mission, something that consistently haunts him. He even has these flashbacks during the middle of the day. Even though he's slaughtering his hogs in a respectful manner and goes about his business as a local farmer, he's hiding a secret, and the townsfolk have no idea what that secret is that he's hiding. Cold Dead War had my interest from page 1 all the way through page 24. I'm not really a lover of war stories, but this one has something else beneath the surface. Since it's written by George C. Romero, you might guess that there's some kind of horror aspect to the story, and you'd be right. I won't reveal it because that would just give you a lot of too much of what the story is about. But you can kind of figure it out if you kind of look at the material, and you can probably guess what it's about. Romero's writing is good, and the art works great for a war book. You really get a sense of battle and a sense of urgency, and there's extended battle scenes in here that are really nicely illustrated by the artist. This book has been out for a while. I picked up the second printing, which I love that cover of it. You may be able to get more of the series by this point. This is probably a book I wouldn't mind getting in a trade, since my copy of #1 was pretty hard to find, so you can probably find it out there in the secondary market, but for me it was kind of a search. But I wouldn't mind reading this book, the complete story I should say, in a trade at some point. Next book is Joy Operations #1. This is from Dark Horse, and it's written by Brian Michael Bendis and illustrated by Stephen Byrne. So just the future, like 50 years in the future. And there are these things called trusts, which are like if a corporation or city had a baby, that would be the bastard hell spawn that would result from making a trust. Joy is an envoy which is like these badass marshals that work to protect the interests of the trust and make problems go away. She's been assigned to this new trust called Janando. And as soon as she hits town, she runs into this big cyborg bio kind of a bodyguard entity thing that doesn't recognize her as an envoy. And she just begins to have to fight for her life just the minute she hits the city. She manages to outsmart the bodyguard, but now she faces a different problem she's been ignoring for a long time. Joy is hearing a voice in her head, and unable to ignore it any longer, she begins to converse with it, and what it has to say, should Joy believe it, that is, will affect not just Joy, but the entire planet. I haven't read a Bendis book in a really long time, to be honest. I really love his work on powers. The first thing I read by him was the graphic novel Torso, which I think may be in production for a movie or something at this point. I remember one time I met him at a show, right just before Powers blew up, I think it was. And it was like at the end of the show, and he was still at his table, and he was just like the nicest guy. You know, I bought a copy of Powers graphic novel, and he signed it for me. Still have to this day. So anyway, all that said, I really miss reading his words. Bendis has a way with dialogue. For lack of a better way to put it, it just feels kind of real. His writing does, that is. The dialogue, the banter is just really snappy, and it's really relatable. At least for me, it is. Uses a lot of curse words and everything, what people do in real life. I mean, most people do, at least, you know. So it just seems so realistic when he gives an interaction with other characters. I think that's his strength, and I think also one of his strengths is that he does his best work in the indie realm. Even though he's had good runs on Daredevil, and I even enjoyed his Avengers. Another thing I like is that Joy is an older woman. You know, she has a scar on her face. You know, she doesn't have this perfect body. She's not one of these perfect Amazon dolls. With Joy and Newburn, it gives hope for like old folks like me getting a break in comics as characters these days. Maybe not like me, but just old folks in general. I am down with Joy Division. You know, halfway through the book, I was like, yeah, this is good. I'm glad this guy's back. Next book I want to talk about is one that was sent to me, just kind of out of the blue, by these guys called The Wrath of Comics. It's called Someone is Billing the Chicken. I actually have the book here with me. It's an anthology. It's like a humor anthology, and it's get 3 different stories in there. One is by Darren Glenn, and one is by Shannon Wheeler, and one is by Terry Laban. Darren does the Something is Killing the Children spoof, which is Something is Billing the Chicken. And the other story is Urine Squirt Gun by Shannon Wheeler. And the third one is Pat the Bunny. That's one by Terry Laban. And this, as you can see, it's like a really nice, high quality production. And it's got this little certificate on the back where it says number 246 of 2500. I'm going to leave a link down there to their website too. They have other comics available. This one is like, it's not a huge book, but it's nicely done. And there's some funny stories in here. The title story, Something is Really the Chicken, is kind of funny. It has like, I forget the chef's name, I think on Man vs. Food. That's one of the few cooking shows I don't watch, but I think that's the character from there as he's spoofing. There's a Gordon Ramsay character in there that they spoof. And the funniest one to me is the Urine Squirt Gun by Shannon Wheeler. I mean, anybody who's been a kid and got into some shit, and which is pretty much almost everybody, they can probably relate to that. They're all pretty funny, and I think if you can find this book, you can find it, I'll leave the link down below. If you like funny books, if you like good humor, I know you may recognize some of these cartoons from stuff they've done before. Pick it up, pick this book up. It's Someone is Grilling the Chicken. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys sending me this. I got a good chuckle out of it. Now on to the Artist Alley part. I mean, this part of the show is usually for artists who are just not heard of and kind of struggling to get their word out there, that their books are published. But this person, or these individuals, I don't know if it's more than one person, or it's like going by different aliases, or it's just 3 different people, or one person, or one people. It's called Savior: The Day the Devil Saved the World, and this was sent to me by a friend of the channel, McKinley Richard, who has his own station. And I appreciate that, McKinley. I got a chance to read this book. I want to take it out and show it because it's square bound, so I didn't want to do scans of it. So I just kind of like, you can look at some of the interior art, and I can tell you the story is pretty much about this. They say it's a preview of a bigger work that's yet to come. And it's like an aliens invading the world, basic kind of a plot. And these hillbilly kids were kind of going to make out point. They run into the aliens, and there's all kind of weird stuff going on. And the great cartoon art. I mean, it's a cartoony art, but it's good, really good stuff. So there's going to be another work coming out after this, and I'll leave a website down where you can contact the individual, which the person's name is Chump Magic. And Chump Magic has like thousands of Instagram followers. I mean, and their channel is tight, and they got lots of great looking art up there. I'm just like, wow, I've not heard of this person before. And this is the kicker, is that this book is free. So you go to their website, you can just order their book, and there's no charge for it. And the thing that they have on their website, in their store, is all kinds of stuff like stickers and t-shirts. There's so much merchandise. In fact, I'm so impressed by the stickers. I mean, I want to know, do they make these stickers? Do they farm them out? These are really cool looking stickers. I mean, I make stickers myself, and I'm just impressed. I mean, I want to find out if they're making it, and if they're not making it, who's their manufacturer. So, come for the comic books, stay for the stickers, or vice versa. But check out Chump Magic on their website, and I'll leave a link below as to how to get in touch with them. And they're listed as Chump Magic as the artist. The letter and layout are from this Shabby Voodoo, and the story is by Petty Magic. So I imagine those are all 3 different people, but it could be all Chump Magic, I'm not sure. It's kind of mysterious, but it's kind of cool. So that's the Artist Alley for this week. And man, you're doing it, man. Chump Magic, whoever you are. So thanks for saying that in, McKinley. That really was kind of cool. It was really cool. So that is it for this Indie Comics review this week. Next week I will not be doing a review. I won't be doing any video, any content as far as this channel goes. Most likely I'll be having a medical procedure done. So I talked about it before on one of my other videos. So I'll probably be back in 2 weeks. There's nothing serious. It's just a routine thing. So I'll definitely probably pick up my comics in 2 weeks, but I won't be in a hurry to rush out and do anything because I'll be recovering. I've got books here that I could probably script together a review, but I won't promise anything. So I'll see what I can do as far as that goes. But other than that, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I want to thank you for stopping by. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn notifications on so you know when I'm making another video. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you guys in the funny papers. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up.